You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Monday, August the 31st, 2020. The Red Sox and Yankees played each other in an AL East matchup. 6-3 was the final score of this game. The Red Sox ended up winning. The Red Sox started scoring toward the middle portion of the game. They got 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and then 3 in the sixth inning. The Yankees scored first in this game. They got their first run in the second inning, but didn't score again until the ninth. They put up 2 runs in the top of the ninth, but fell short by 3. Each team had 8 hits in this game, and the Yankees committed 3 errors. Hector Velasquez got the win, Masahiro Tanaka got the loss, and Brandon Workman now has 35 saves on the season. The White Sox and Rays played each other. Final score of this game, 10-5. The White Sox came out on top. They also doubled the amount of hits the Rays had, 16-8. The White Sox scored first in this game. They put up 3. The Rays were coming back. They scored 2 in the bottom of the third and then took the lead with a 3-run bottom of the sixth inning. The White Sox responded with a 3-run top of the seventh and then scored 4 in the top of the ninth to pad their newly acquired lead, and they ended up winning by 5 runs. Jace Fry got the win, Colin Poche got the loss, and Steve Cishek earned the save, his 4th of the year. The Indians and Twins played each other in an AL Central matchup. This was quite a blowout. 14-3 the final score. It was close early on. The Indians scored first in the first inning. Then the Twins took their only lead of the game at the bottom of the second when they scored 2 runs. The Indians broke out in the third inning with a 6-run inning, and their encore was in the 7th. They scored 5 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th. They won by a total of 11 runs. The Indians also out-hit the Twins in this game 16-11. Zach Plesac got the win, and Homer Bailey got the loss. He has yet to win a game this season. The Diamondbacks and Marlins played each other. Final score of this game was 3-2. The Diamondbacks ended up winning. They significantly out-hit the Marlins in this game 10-3, but only won by a run. The Diamondbacks scored first. They got 2 in the second inning. They also put up 1 in the 7th, which was important because the Marlins would have tied the game had that run not been put up. The Marlins scored 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th and fell short by a run overall. Robbie Ray got the win, his 11th of the year. Caleb Smith got the loss, and Archie Bradley is now at 27 saves on the season. The Royals and Athletics played each other. 5-4 was the final score of this game. The Royals won, though the Athletics out-hit the Royals 14-11. The Royals also committed an error in this game. The Athletics took the lead in the 5th inning. It was 4-2 at that point. Then the Royals put up 1 in the 7th, made it a 1-run game, and then they put up 2 in the top of the 9th inning to take the lead, and they held on to that. Josh Stommett got the win. Liam Hendricks blew the save and got the loss, and Ian Kennedy now has 29 saves on the season. The Rangers and Angels played each other in an AL West matchup, and the Angels won this game. 3-1 was the final, though the Rangers out-hit the Angels 9-6. The Angels scored first by putting up 2 right in the first inning. The Rangers put up 1 in the 6th to cut the lead in half, but then the Angels scored another in the 8th inning to put up an insurance run, and they ended up winning by 2. Andrew Heaney got the win, his 8th of the year. Jordan Lyles got the loss, and Hansel Robles is now up to 41 saves on the season. The Rockies and Mets played each other in what turned out to be a close game. 2-1 was the final. The Mets ended up winning. Each team scored a run in the second inning. The Mets broke the 1-1 tie in the 4th inning by putting up another run, and neither team scored after that point, which yielded the 2-1 final. Jacob deGrom got his 10th win of the year. He's now 10-8. Kyle Freeland got the loss. He's now 10-10, and Edwin Diaz earned the save, his 36th of the season. The Giants and Cubs played each other. Close game, 3-2 was the final. The Giants came out on top. There wasn't too much scoring to go around, but the big difference maker was the fact that the Giants put up 2 right in the first inning. They also tacked on an extra in the 6th, giving him 3 total. And while the Cubs were chipping away late, scoring a run in the 7th and a run in the 8th, they failed to fully come back, and they wound up taking the loss. Each team had 8 hits in this game. The Cubs committed an error. Jeff Samardzija got the win against one of his former teams. Kyle Hendricks got the loss, and Tony Watson now has 30 saves on the year. The Orioles and Reds played each other. Interleague play, 6-3 the final. The Orioles ended up winning. John Means got the win, Wade Miley got the loss, and Michael Givens is now at 31 saves on the season. The big inning in this game for the Orioles was in the 4th when they scored 4 runs, and that allowed them to break away from the Reds, who were making a comeback toward the end of the game, but they fell short. The Phillies and Cardinals played each other. 3-1 was the final score of this game. The Cards ended up winning. The Cardinals also hit the Phillies in this game 10-6, and the Phillies committed an error. John Gant got the win out of the bullpen. Aaron Nola got the loss, and Giovanni Gallegos down at 44 saves on the season. He's among National League saves leaders. And the Brewers and Pirates played each other in an NL Central matchup. Final score of this game, 8-5. The Pirates ended up winning. Big inning for them was in the bottom of the 5th inning when they scored 5 runs. That accompanied a 1-run bottom of the 3rd and a 2-run bottom of the 6th. The Brewers had a decent offensive day. They scored 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 9th, totaling 5 runs, and they also scored those 5 runs on 14 hits, which was more than the Pirates had, but the Brewers still ended up losing by 3 runs. Joe Musgrove got the win, Freddie Peralta got the loss, and Keone Kela now has 27 saves on the season. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees are 78-59. They lost today, and they've lost 8 of their last 10, but they still lead the division. The Blue Jays getting closer since the Blue Jays won their most recent game and the Yankees lost today. The Blue Jays are 76-63, 3 games back of first place, and they've also won 5 of their last 10 games. The Rays are 72-65. They're 6 games back. They have a division elimination number of 20, and they've lost their most recent 2 games. The Red Sox beat the Yankees today. They've been hot recently. They've won 7 of their last 10. They're 7.5 games back of first. They're 71-67 overall, and they have a division elimination number of 18. In the American League Central, the Twins lead. They're 88-50, though they lost today, and they've lost 8 of their last 10 games. The Indians are 78-59. They're 9.5 games back of first. They won their most recent game, and their division elimination number is 16. And the White Sox are 76-61. They're 11.5 games back of first place, and their division elimination number is 14. In the American League West, the Athletics lead. They're 81-56. They've lost 2 in a row. They're their most recent 2 games, and they've won 7 of their last 10. The Astros are 78-59, 3 games back of first, and they've won their most recent 2 games, and they've also won 8 of their last 10. The Angels are 65-73. They're 16.5 games back in first place. They have a division elimination number of 9. The Rangers are 60-77, 21 games back in first, and they have a division elimination number of 5. And the Mariners have a 57-81 record. They're 24.5 games back in first place. They have a division elimination number of 1. And here are the wildcard standings in the American League. The Astros and Indians are right now tied for the top wildcard spot. They each have 78-59 records. The White Sox are 2 games out. They're 76-61. The Blue Jays 3 games out of that second wildcard spot. They're 76-63. The Blue Jays also still in contention to win the American League East. The Rays 72-65. They're 6 games back of that second wildcard spot. They have a playoff elimination number of 20. The Red Sox are 71-67, 7.5 games back at that second wildcard spot. They have the playoff elimination number of 18. The Angels 65-73, 13.5 games back. They have a playoff elimination number of 12. The Rangers 60-77, as are the Tigers. They both have playoff elimination numbers of 8. The Mariners are 57-81. They have a playoff elimination number of 4. And the Orioles, as of today, have been eliminated from the 2020 postseason. Their overall record is 52-85. In the National League East, the Braves are 78-59. They're still leading the division, though they lost their most recent game, as did the Marlins. So the Marlins could not gain any ground on the Braves. The Nationals, however, gained ground on both the Marlins and the Braves. The Nationals have won their last 3 games. They're 77-61. They're 1.5 games back of first place. The Marlins and Nationals are both 1.5 games back. The Phillies are on a 4-game losing streak. They're 67-70 in 4th place, 11 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 15. And the Mets are 61-76 and 17 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 9. In the National League Central, the Cardinals still lead. They're 78-59. They won their most recent game. The Cubs are 71-67. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. They're 7.5 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 8. The Brewers are 64-73, 14 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 12. And the Reds are in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. They're 55-83. They're 23.5 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 2. In the National League West, the Dodgers are on a 6-game losing streak. They're 88-51, though they still lead the division. The Padres are 74-63. They're 13 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 12. They're on a 4-game winning streak. And the Diamondbacks are 72-66. They're 15.5 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 9. Now let's take a look at wildcard standings in the National League. Right now, the Marlins and the Nationals tied with 77-61 records. The Padres are 2.5 games back. They're 74-63. The Diamondbacks 5 games back. They have a playoff elimination number of 20. They're 72-66. The Cubs are 71-67. They're 6 games back of one of those wild card spots. They have a playoff elimination number of 19. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games, so they've fallen behind. The Phillies are 67-70, 9.5 games back of one of those wild card spots. They have a playoff elimination number of 16, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. The Brewers are 64 and 73, 12.5 games back of one of those wild card spots. They have a playoff elimination number of 13. The Mets are 61 and 76, 15.5 games back. They have a playoff elimination number of 10. The Rockies are 61 and 78, 16.5 games back. They have a playoff elimination number of 8. And the Reds are 55 and 83, 22 games back. They have a playoff elimination number of 3. And let's take a look at league leaders, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. J.D. Martinez right now is the highest at a 346. Miguel Cabrera the next highest at a 333. And Francisco Lindor the third highest at a 325. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 345. Nolan Arenado 9 points behind him with a 336. And Paul Goldschmidt rounds out the top 3 with a 328. Hits leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez leads with 192. Miguel Andujar has the next highest total at 178. And Miguel Cabrera the third highest at 173. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 185. Ronald Acuna Jr. the next highest at 177. And Nolan Arenado the third best with 172. And bat leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez leads with 555. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 573. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon leads with 46, Jose Abreu 2 behind him with 44, and Miguel Andujar at 40. He's third best. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 55, Christian Yelich the next highest total with 40, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounds out the top 3 with 39. Triples leaders in the American League, Alberto Mondesi has the most with 8, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Adam Eaton each have 7. They're tied with the second most. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13, Andrew McCutchen and Victor Robles each tied with the second most. They're both at 8. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton still at the top. He has 46. Yohan Moncada 5 behind him with 41. And Chris Davis rounds out the top 3. He has 39. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. 1 away from 50. He's at 49 right now. Paul Goldschmidt the next highest at 44. And Eugenio Suarez third highest at 38. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis is 109. Nelson Cruz and Franmil Reyes each tied with the second highest total. They're both at 104. And at the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 114, 10 behind him, Eugenio Suarez, who has 104, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with 101. Run scored leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez has the most, 103, and in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most with 111. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has the most, 36, Alberto Mondesi the second most, 28, Jose Altuve, D. Gordon, and Whit Merrifield all tied with the third most. They all have 26. In the National League, Starling Marte leads with 46. Trey Turner, the next highest, with 44. And Jonathan Villar rounds out the top 3. He has 37. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo has the most. He has 81. And in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most. He has 95. On base percentage leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez has the highest at a 414. Miguel Cabrera slightly lower than Martinez's, but he's also at a 414. And close to both of the top 2 is Josh Donaldson. He is a 413 he has the third highest on base percentage in the American League. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 437, Ronald Acuna Jr. second highest at a 428, and Christian Yelich third highest at a 423. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has the highest at a 646, 5 points behind him, Justin Upton, who has a 641, and J.D. Martinez, the third highest at a 620. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 731, Paul Goldschmidt is a 666, second best, and Christian Yelich third best with a 648. On base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez has the highest at a 1.034, 2 points behind him, Justin Upton, who has a 1.032, and close to Upton, but not quite the same. Yohan Moncada, who has a 1.032 as well, but some of the insignificant figures you can't see differentiate Upton from Moncada. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.159. Paul Goldschmidt the next highest at a 1.103, and Christian Yelich rounds out the top 3 with a 1.071. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Lucas Giolito has the most with 16. Jake Odorizzi, Hyun-Jin Ryu, Zach Greinke, and Jordan Montgomery, they each have 14. They're tied with the second most. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with 17. Steven Strasburg the second most with 15. Madison Bumgarner and Yu Darvish each have 13. They're tied with the third most in the NL. Losses leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 3. And in the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Brad Hand up to 42, he leads. Liam Hendricks and Hansel Robles tied with the second most, they each have 41. In the National League, Kirby Yates leads with 45. There's a 3-way tie for the second highest save total. Will Smith, Kenley Jansen, and Giovanni Gallegos each have 44. ERA leaders in the American League: Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a 2.45, Sean Manaea the second lowest at a 2.71, and Jake Odorizzi the third lowest at a 2.98. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a 1.87, Marcus Stroman the next lowest at a 2.33, and Carlos Martinez the third lowest at a 2.47. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers: Kenta Maeda has the least amount with 9, and in the National League, Carlos Martinez has allowed the least amount at 10. Shutout leaders in the American League: Masahiro Tanaka has 5, and Garrett Cole has 3. That's the top 2 on this leaderboard. And in the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5, and Zach Wheeler has 3. That's the top 2 on this leaderboard. Strikeout leaders in the American League: Garrett Cole has the most, 227. Lucas Giolito, the next best, 210. And Jake Odorizzi, the third best, with 189. In the National League, Steven Strasburg leads with 235. Jacob deGrom, the next highest total, at 208. And Robbie Ray, the third highest total, at 203. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers: Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5, and Garrett Cole has the second most. He has 3. And in the National League, Jacob deGrom has the most at 5, Zach Wheeler the second most at 4, and Aaron Nola has the third most at 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League: Hyun-Jin Ryu has the most, 193 and a third innings recorded, and in the National League, Steven Strasburg has the most, 191 and a third innings pitched. Walks allowed among American League pitchers: Carlos Carrasco and Jordan Zimmerman has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. They're both at 35. In the National League, Brett Anderson also has 39, which qualifies him for the least amount among pitchers that qualify in the NL. Whip leaders in the American League: Sean Manaea has the lowest at 101, Hyun-Jin Ryu the next lowest at a 109, and Masahiro Tanaka the third lowest at a 110. In the National League, Pablo Lopez has the lowest at a 106. Slightly higher than Lopez's is Clayton Kershaw's. He has a 106 as well, but again, slightly higher. And Jacob deGrom, the third lowest at a 108. Pitching world leaders in the American League: Jake Odorizzi has the highest at 4.4, Masahiro Tanaka the second highest at a 4.2, and Kenta Maeda rounds up the top 3 with a 3.9. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the highest at 4.7, close to him Jacob deGrom, who has a 4.6, and Steven Strasburg the third highest at a 4.3. At batting world leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has the highest at an 8.3, Alex Bregman has a 7.5, and Francisco Lindor has a 7.3. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has an 8.8, he's close to 9. Marcus Semien close behind Acuna Jr., he has an 8.6, and Nolan Arenado the third best with an 8.1. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Monday, August the 31st, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.